Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year to you all. So welcome to another year of Dodds Diaries. I think I'm going to be reaching nearly 10 years when it gets to August this year. Welcome to 2022, a year of all the twos. This is episode 94. Today is Monday the 3rd of January 2022. It's 20 to 7 in the morning. And it actually feels a little mild out here today. It was quite mild over New Year. 20 to 7. And today I'm heading, for my first diary of 2022, I'm heading to Yorkshire once again. Travelling on this usual 0653 Transpennine to get to York, which is actually only going as far as Manchester Piccadilly today due to the COVID, which is causing staff absences with Transpennine Express. Trains from up here only going to Manchester and not to Liverpool. Anyway, when I get to York, which I get there for about 7:47, and then on the 0803 going to Scarborough. I'm going to be travelling in a round robin, a bit of a similar journey to what I did in 2016 when I did East Yorkshire round robin, so this is pretty much a sequel. But I'm going the other way, and there's a little twist to it. There's also a few reasons for this trip. Number one, I am yet to go on a Transpennine Nova Free service from York to Scarborough, which is a Class 68 and a rate of Mark 5 carriages. Also, get to see what Scarborough and Bridlington, two of Yorkshire's popular resorts, are like in January in the winter time. It's actually a bank holiday today, so there might be quite a fair number of people around. I've also not travelled south on the Yorkshire coastline since, from Scarborough to Bridlington since 2007. So I'll be doing that on a Class 170 for the first time. And then, after all that, I'll be going to Hull as well. I'll spend a few hours there in the evening. And this is where it's interesting. Rather than going from Hull to York, I'm actually going from Hull to Leeds, which means I'm going to be doing Selby to Micklefield, that bit of the line, just a short line for the first time, so I get to tick that off. So obviously in Leeds, I will then come back up to here on the 22:53. Well, it's around 10 to 11 Leeds back to here. Hopefully everything will be alright, because the COVID is causing issues with Transpennine and that. Hope they don't cancel any of my trains today. Same with Northern, hope they don't cancel anything today. This will be a great day today. Once again, I'm due to meet up with my good friend Jack Newell. He's on his way. I think he's at Newell station now as I speak. Well, anyway, he'll be making his way up, and by the time I get to York, he'll be at Bridlington. Also planning to meet up with one other lad today. He's in Scarborough, Ricky Nowis. Anyway, let's enjoy today. Hopefully this will be a good year. Couldn't get out anywhere January in that last year because of the lockdown, but hopefully I'll be out on even more journeys this year. It's the train to Carlisle, which is a Class 158 this morning. 158-816 doing that service. There comes the 0653 to Manchester Piccadilly. My first journey of 2022. A Nova 1, 802218. Should be very quiet this morning. I'm just coming towards York now on the first weekday of 2022. Train Scarborough should be on number platform 2. Well, apparently that's where I am going to be going from. Because actually the Scarborough trains are starting here at York. But it's not there yet. Right, well, it actually is now. So here I am at York, and here the train has now switched to diesel mode for to Leeds. So it's 10 to 8, and here's my train to Scarborough, the 0803 Trans-Pennine service. And this will be my first time on a Nova 3. As you can see, it's a rate of 5 Mark 5 carriages, with the Class 68 at the front. Journey time about 50 minutes. And on the front we have 68424. So here I am on one of Trans-Pennine's Nova 3 trains, with a Class 68 and a rate of Mark 5s. Nova 2s are what operate up the West Coast main line, and Nova 1, like what I've just come down on, is what operates from Newcastle. These only run to Scarborough. In fact, they're only doing York to Scarborough shuttles. And for when I'm here, these will actually be moving to out of Cleethorpes due to the noise what the Class 68 locomotives create for the residents of Scarborough when the trains are turning around. Looking at the interior of these actually look very nice. With lots of tables, all lined up against the windows. So, little similarities to the Nova 1 interiors. Well, mainly the seat, like the seat colours and all that. And there's a LNER Zoomer to King's Cross just coming in. And we depart in about 5 minutes. In the summertime, these trains will be very ideal, considering the amount of people that go to Scarborough for day trips and holidays at weekends, and in the busy summertime with all the warm weather. So this particular bit is where the round robin journey in Yorkshire actually begins. Just crossing over the River Ouse. There's York Minster just up there. That's a river that's known for flooding at times. I actually once stopped in a hotel just somewhere around here, 2003. Just past the Bootham area. So, ride quality. Well, do feel a little rattly. Different than the 185s. They do actually operate sometimes on Yorkshire Scarborough services still. About 15 minutes away from Malton. And it's a lovely morning across North Yorkshire by the looks of it. It stays nice through the day. Scenery is lovely across the Yorkshire countryside. Now at Moulton, this is where you're alight for buses to Pickering, North Yorkshire Lewis Railway, and also to Flamingland.
This is a Transpennine Express service to Scarborough. This service will be calling at Seamer and Scarborough. The next stop will be Seamer.
Behind those clouds we do have a lovely sunrise. Right, we're just coming up to Seamer now. At this station, it's an island platform. The platform is shorter than the train. Here's the what I'll be going down later, the Yorkshire coastline from Hull, Beverley, Bridlington and Filey. And my mate Jack Newell is actually running about 15 minutes late. And it is my stop after this. This line gives me a lot of memories of going on holiday when I was a kid. So it is quite a short platform.
is a Transpennine Express service to Scarborough. For the safety of yourself and others, please wear a face covering on board this train at all times, unless you are exempt.
So there's Olivia's Mount, or Oliver's Mount. Somewhere up here will be the turntable. And here I am. Here's the site of Old London's Borough Road Station. There's the turntable there.
We're now approaching Scarborough, where this service terminates. Before leaving the train, take a moment to check you have everything with you. Don't forget any bags or cases in the luggage racks or under seats, and retain your tickets as they may be required when exiting this station. Please mind the step down from the train onto the platform. Thank you for travelling with Transpennine Express.
That is the longest station bench, I think, in the country. And here I am at the seaside. Right, it's 5 to 9. Here I am in sunny Scarborough, the pearl of the Yorkshire coast. This place would normally be a haven with tourists. In the summertime it is. It's different this time because it's winter and it's January as well. We've got buses there. That's Oliver's Mount up there. That was the train I just come on. Quite a good ride, that, actually. Jack Newell should be joining us. His train from Sheffield is actually running about 13 minutes late. He had a day train at Hull and onto another class 170. The one he got on at Newell had developed a fault on it. It is quite cold here. I'm going to be probably in Scarborough till about 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon before we head down the Yorkshire coastline. This will be a lovely few hours this morning. Here comes the late arriving train from Sheffield. This will then form the 9 o'clock service back down to Hull and Sheffield. Right, so here I am in lovely Scarborough. A rather unusual time of the year. It's January, of course. Here is the South Bay, and doesn't she look absolutely amazing? Happy New Year to you, Scarborough. Always been a favourite resort of mine and my family's. This is where, like, all the amusement arcades, just down there. That's the Grand Hotel, just up there. The harbour just over there. We're going to be going down to that in just a bit. That way, head down towards Filey, and I want to show you 2 other railway enthusiasts who have joined us. In fact, 2 other makers of diaries as well. We've got Jack Newell of Jack's Travel Jack Journeys, and
Hello.
Ricky Nowis of Rickster Diaries.
Hello people, hope you'll keep it safe and well. Plus today though, this is my local town.
Lucky for him. And so, Dodds Diaries meets the other 2 Northerners. So we plan, we could be here till about 2 o'clock before we head down the coast. We're just going to have a good bit of fun here. So we're heading a little south, just near the spa. Now, because the cliff lift is not in operation, we're having to walk up the cliffs itself. But when we get further up, the views what you get are even more spectacular. Right, we've made it to the top of the cliff. This here is the spa. Down there is the Spa Cliff Lift, which is, I'm afraid, still out of action. And the views what you get from up here are absolutely spectacular indeed. And the sea is lovely and calm. It's just a nice, sunny, but a little cloudy day for January. It's really lovely here. Just down this way, that over there is the Western Hotel. I stopped in 2007, and our room was just up there actually. I was only a kid at the time. Stopped at a few other hotels, one further along called the Cavendish. And see Oliver's Mount, just up here as well. That winter sunshine looks absolutely amazing. Still quite a fair number of people around. It's obviously not heaving like what it normally is. In the summertime, this is still one of the top 10 most popular resorts in the country. Grand Hotel over there. We're going to head down to that. Down there in just a bit. If I had more time, I would have went on the open top bus that would have took us round to the North Bay. But not today, I'm afraid. And so, 163 feet up the cliff is the magnificent Grand Hotel, run by Britannia Hotels. Love to stop in one of these rooms, but I would imagine it would cost a hell of a lot for one night. So as we walk past the Grand Hotel, we're going to go down to the front, and we're actually going to take the Victorian Cliff Lift down there, which is actually running today.
Celebrating his 170th birthday.
According, yeah. All right. Thanks, Jack.
I'll check you on the website.
And so we're about to go down the 140-year-old cliff lift, and as it's literally at the very end of Christmas and New Year, we've still got Santa Claus on the door as well. So we're down on the South Bay of Scarborough, and we've actually been lucky. The cliff lift, this is actually the last day of running, the last day of its Christmas period, before it gets closed for a few months before reopening, I think, in the springtime. About £1, I think 45 each, you pay each way. It's about, dates back to 1881, so last year just celebrated 140 years old. This is rather unusual for me. This normally I'd be here summertime where it's really packed us out, but there's quite a lot of people around today anyway, mainly dog walkers and that, and tides right the way out. Today is a bank holiday as well, so it'll be like the last day for kids go back to school this week and that after the Christmas break. We're meeting back to station for 2 o'clock. So we're continuing on, walking along the front. We're just coming up to the harbour now, and it is actually getting busier and busier, and there's a lot more places open than what I thought it would be. Because it is a bank holiday as well, it's pretty much like the last day of the festive holiday period as well. So we've hit lucky, because this is what I like to see, atmosphere. And to see Scarborough's atmosphere in the winter, honestly, it looks amazing. We are having such a lovely time. I've just put a few pictures in there. As you can see, I had a lovely ice cream and Scarborough. A perfect match made in heaven. It's now getting more busier. We head to the afternoon, and that sun looks absolutely stunning indeed. We've been the bank holiday. It's pretty much the last day of the holiday season now. So that's how everything is open, including the seafood bars. All and more amusements are open. Castle's up there.
Do you know the concert site?
I have to return here in the summertime because I love it through here. Now I have actually drove here as well in 2020. It's about 2 hours to drive from Chester Street down to here, or it could take, or it's, well, 2 hours on the train, but that does not include changing at York.
If you don't like that, you can that. Not like here.
That's a hotel on seafront. It's alright, that's it.
Yeah.
My granddad stayed in that hotel.
Like if you go to that.
Well,
Yeah.
loads, I imagine.
When they need seafront, they go by the tram.
Oh my gosh! I think about the temple, they extended a bit. Although, at the same time, I'm not going to find the chance of later now as well.
£12 coach day tickets could tell you.
Just had the game of bowling in there, and I won. Ricky was way behind, Jack was second. We're now walking back along the front. We'll head to where the cliff lift actually. Got to say goodbye to Scarborough in just a bit. I've had a lovely time here today, but the day's nowhere near over yet. Because next up, me and Jack will catch the 1400 Northern service, and we're going to go down the Yorkshire coastline to Bridlington. We'll be there for an hour. We should be there for about 20 to 3 this afternoon. I've got so many lovely memories of holidays here, and I really hope to come back here, maybe in the summertime. But would I stay in the Grand Hotel? I think I would like to one day. It'd be lovely to have a room up there.
What do you think of those?
Wisdom is better than silver or gold.
Right, one more ride up the cliff lift.
Well, when it's packed, he doesn't like it, but he's got bad legs. Sometimes they're all right.
Yeah.
You're all right, Luke. Yeah, he don't like a lot of food.
No. The grey one doesn't. The white one's fine, but the grey one doesn't like to eat.
The thing is, it's
Just that chocolate on my finger.
quite heavy to carry for a while, and when it's hot, they don't want it anyway, do they?
Yeah, it's just a bit of security for him being there.
Yeah. He wouldn't for it.
Would he not?
No, I think he's a bit claustrophobic.
Yeah. Well, the grey one normally packs herself right in the back so he can't even be seen.
Oh, he likes to sit like these, looking round
Yeah.
at everything, yeah. Lovely, aren't you? Eh?
So back through the town centre we go. Up to the station, past the Brunswick shopping centre. Now will our train be a 170 or 158 or anything else? I don't know. So let's find out in a few more. Here's our train to Bridlington, the 1400 to Sheffield, and it is a Class 158, which is actually now very uncommon for the autocourse line. Normally it's 170s. There's 158904, which is brilliant. Here's 158904, that is Bridlington, and she sounds brilliant.
I'm just going to go grab the rates then. You're going to say which one it should have been?
There should have actually been a 170, but they did the unit swap at Hull. This 158 sounds lovely, and these 158s are actually now rare on the autocourse line. Is that right, Jack?
Yeah, it should be 170s, but for some reason we got 158.
Yeah, I think they did the unit swap at Hull.
Oh yeah. Battery didn't charge.
Goodbye to Ricky over there. We've got in what is now a rare unit down to Bridlington. over the junction at Seamer, and now we are heading down the Yorkshire coastline, which is also known as, is it called the Walls coastline?
Whole team, Scarborough line.
Oh well, anyway, hold the Scarborough line. And the first stop for us will be Filey. And after that we pass the old Filey holiday camp. You can see Oliver's Mount up there in the distance. Just near there is where we were earlier on today. Filey, which is another popular seaside resort, holiday camps and all that. You go to this station, it's got a pretty much similar style to Scarborough's, the roof. Somewhere down here is the site of the old Filey's Butlins holiday camp, which closed in 1983, along with Butlins at Clacton-on-Sea. Junction for it. Somewhere down there? Somewhere around here. Right, we're now at Hummonby. Now, this particular part, the Yorkshire coastline, we go on to single tracks. So we're currently at a red because we're waiting for the other train from Hull to actually come past us before we can advance further south.
That's good. Take us to the in fact, we had
So that's
this
the
one earlier.
1420 to Scarborough. After we finish at Bridlington, this will be 1 hour later, this will be our train that'll take us down to Hull. So that train's gone, which means we can now head south. Next stop will be Bridlington.
Start on a single line section.
Lovely scenery down the Yorkshire coastline.
Yeah, this is one of my favourite railway lines to do.
Well, the nearest scenic ones to me, we've got the Tyne Valley line and the Durham coastline up high out to the woods.
This sort of reminds me of the Cambridge coastline.
The last time I went on a Class 158 heading south from the Yorkshire coastline was in 2007. Obviously I've done South Bridlington on 158 in 2015. Brilliant.
When I came down here this morning, we had a lovely sunrise. Single platform.
Just coming into the village of Bempton, which is just a single platform. So that's going to Hull and Sheffield, and that is now a rare sight on the Yorkshire coastline. So, anyway, here we are now at Bridlington. We're going to be here for 1 hour before we wait for the, will be the 15, about 20, the 24 train. That'll take us to Hull after this. That'll be a class 170. So I'm getting a little bit of mixture of traction today. Nova 1s, Nova 3s, 158 and a 170 to throw in the mix as well. Me and Jack are going to go and have a quick look at the seafront. We've got 1 hour till the next train.
This one's quite direct.
And while we're walking out the station, something we want to show you. The resignaling project, what they've done here at Bridlington. New signals, the old ones have gone now.
Yeah, they went in October 2021.
Yeah. New track work, the track's been all replaced.
This platform's been upgraded.
The platform's upgraded, so new signals down there. Also means this platform is now bi-directional. The trains can go either way on this platform. Right, as we're walking to the seafront, it's just over here. Jack has got his own chip shop. Look at there. Jack's Chippy, what it's called. He once saw a fight outside the chip shop last night.
Yeah, it was quite a bad fight.
Quite
actually.
bad. 2 fish got battered.
Dish!
Boosh. And so, for a pit stop, we've come to Bridlington seafront. Just here for about 50 minutes or so before we get the next train to take us down to Hull. See, the tide has come right away now. It's still nice and sunny, with a bit of cloud. Sea does look a bit more like rougher, choppy here than what it was at Scarborough. Isn't it a good day, Jack, what we're having?
Absolutely lovely.
The last time we came here was actually in 2020. You probably have seen the video. I brought Jack up here in the car. But the last time I came here on the train was in 2015. It's the northern end of Bridlington. It's here on this side. The sea is a lot more calmer. Well, the tide's more calmer here than what it is on the other side of the resort. So a lot of these rides, although it's bank holiday, but a lot of these rides will be shut. They are shut actually, and they'll not open until our deaths around the springtime. compared to Scarborough, where there were actually quite a lot of them were open. So yeah, there's the Ferris wheel over there. The time is now just on 3:15. Train we're getting down to Hull is at 22:04, so we're at Ledet Wharton in a bit. That will be the Class 170 we passed at Hummonby earlier on. So get to Hull about 4:20. On the way down, we pass through Hutton Cranswick, and Aram, and Beverley, Cottingham, and then to Hull.
The show, just to make sure the trains are all.
So back to the station we go, and we still have Christmas decorations, and look, Christmas tree up here. They should be coming down in the next day or so, and our train is in 20 minutes. So just goodbye to Bridlington. It was just a quick stop off, and so back at the station we are, with 10 minutes to spare until our train to take us to Hull. Here's our train to Hull, 15:39. So we leave Bridlington. This is my first ride on the Class 170, heading south out of Bridlington. Of course I've been on them beforehand. This is actually the ex-first class section of these ex-first ScotRail 170s. Made us goodbye to the seaside. Now it's on to the two cities.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 15:39 Northern Service to Sheffield. Calling at Driffield, Hutton Cranswick, Beverley, Cottingham, Hull, Borough School, Doncaster, Meadowhall and Sheffield. Could you please take a moment to familiarise yourself with the safety information located throughout the carriage, and in the interest of security, keep all bags and personal belongings with you and in sight at all times. If you notice anything suspicious, please report it to a member of staff. I'll shortly be passing through the carriage, check any tickets and passes from Bridlington. If you could have them ready, I'd be very grateful.
So this part of the train we're sitting in is declassified first class. So this was the first class section when it was with ScotRail, and they refurbished the trains. It's nice and scenic out here, by the way. They also fitted in plug sockets. Now, these chairs do recline, but there's a plug socket down here which there's a bit of a design flaw with. Look. How can you plug anything in that when you can't even get a plug in that at all? There's above my hand. That won't get a USB socket in, but a plug? No. That's a bit of a design flaw, that. Recline your seat, really. Well, right now Jack will recline the seat, and look at that. Hang on, I've got the button. I think I've just found the button here. And no, the button's a button down here, but my seat doesn't actually work. There's does not recline. But at least his does. Now look how he's sitting nice and comfortable there. There we go.
Apparently he's got space for me mine as well.
He's got space for everything in there. That's brilliant indeed.
Thanks, Northern. To put these on my local.
It's good that I'm doing a mixture today. So Nova 1, Nova 3, 158, 170, then a 158 back to later, and then a Nova from Leeds back to mine. That was a 2-car 155. So that'll be terminating at Bridlington. At this point, this is where the like peak hour trains, a few extras, come up. Just left Driftfield earlier on, home of Bradley Lantern. Just give them a mention there. It's starting to get dark now as we head down the last part of the Yorkshire coastline. It's got Cranswick and Beverley, Cottingham to go through. Also not forgetting Aram as well. Now arriving into Beverley, which is a city. It's got Beverley Cathedral. And we're just a couple of stops away after this. It's Cottingham. I'm just now in the outskirts of Hull now. Which platform are we going on, Jack? Platform 3, we're due to arrive on.
Hospital.
So that's the KC Stadium, and this is where we join the line from Selby and Brough.
Doncaster as well.
Doncaster as well, join here, there it is there. You won't be able to see the Humber Bridge from here.
Start at my local stopping services.
Just past Botanic Gardens, somewhere around here.
That's Hull Infirmary Hospital.
Alright, thank you.
My mum works out there, the ambulance is...
Here's the sidings.
Put your table up,
And we're now arriving into the city where they say it's never dull.
Just short drive into Hull. If you leave an appeal, do not signal bags and parcel belongings with you when you leave the train. This service will continue on to Sheffield, calling at Brough School, Doncaster, Meadowhall and Sheffield. Hull and next stop.
Well, I've not been there since 2020. Right, here I am at Hull Paradon interchange station, the city officially known as Kingston upon Hull, and they say it's never dull here. As you can see, it is definitely not dull, because we've got nice clear blue skies. Right beside me there's a 158, 868, and beyond that is the 170 that we should have gotten from Scarborough down to Bridlington, the one that broke down here. I've not been here since January 2020, which was months before this whole pandemic started. And there's been a few things that have happened since then, hasn't there, Jack?
Yeah.
Hull trains, of course, have now got what they call Paradon trains. I did see one of them in January 2 years ago when I came here.
There is one due.
There's one actually due very soon indeed. Down there there's a 150, a 170. And a 155 just down there. Well, it'll be here for an hour and a bit, and then my train to Leeds is at 8:15 tonight. Arriving 10 minutes late is the late arrival Hull trains from London King's Cross, which should have arrived 10 minutes ago. One of the Paradon fleet. That Class 150 is going to Doncaster, which will unfortunately be
Few
Jack's
mind.
train back to Doncaster tonight. Whereas me,
Yes,
I
yes.
happen to have, yes, one of these trains.
Lucky.
Yeah, 158. I've got a Class 158 to Leeds. He's got a 150. No, wrong 150s. I like any Sprinter's good. Hull trains, Paradon trains heading back to Botanic Gardens Sidons. As I speak, you can drive them trains now on Train Simulator. So I've driven a few of them on a few different routes. Just down there is 158782, which is a ex-ScotRail Class 158. According to real-time trains, where you can actually check to see what actual train, what class number and the three numbers afterwards will be your train. According to real-time trains, that will actually be my train that will take us over to Leeds at 8:15 this evening. So the Hull train is actually now going into the sidings, the old platforms of Paradon Station. That will go up alongside the failed Class 170 that we didn't get from Hull down from Scarborough down to Bridlington. time for us to go and sign out and get something to eat, because we are starving. Good session here at Hull. I've done it plenty of times before. So that 158, that will be mine, but I'll get to Leeds later on today. We'll do one sign now and we'll have a look around the city. As it is the very tail end of the festive season, this is pretty much, I think, the last day to see the Christmas decorations, so I've got to see ones here in Hull. Here's the festive gingerbread house, just off Ferns Way. We're going to go down the main shopping street. Now here's a M&S store that's lit up with all these decorations, and they look absolutely stunning indeed. And we are going to go this way. So as we head down Jameson Street, see, all the decorations are still up. Should be the last day, I think, for them. And also, it's Jack's first time in Hull in the dark as well. Thankfully, he's got me with him. It does feel a bit strange, January the 3rd, and I'm videoing Christmas trees. Still, anyway, why not? It's pretty much a 12th night now, so... So over there is Savile Street. Next to it is King Edward Street. That looks lovely, with all them decorations up there. Just over there, that's the Prince's Quay shopping centre. And this is actually Queen Victoria Square, what we're standing on. Right, we've just had our tea in Wetherspoons. Very nice, actually. We're just heading back along to the square now. I had an ultimate burger and a pint of Carlin, and Jack had a steak and a garlic bread and a Beck's Blue. Still got quite a bit of weight for our chin, but look at here tonight. It is really, really quiet tonight. Obviously, there won't be many people out because, well, they'll all be skint after Christmas.
Especially students.
Oh yeah, hi. So, trains, well, Jack's only got one more train to get tonight. I still have two. But it means me round robin continues on. He's going on the 1955 Doncaster train to get to Newell.
Yes.
We will be due there at...
That comes in at 1912.
No, man, what time do you get to Newell?
2026, I think it is.
Whereas me, I'm getting the 2015 to Leeds, due there 21:24. And then I've got an hour and 20 minute connection there, so I'll probably do a bit of spotting at Leeds before getting on the 22:43, somewhere around 11:15, back to Chester Street, where I'm due there at about 10 past midnight tonight. Just before we head to the station, we've got plenty of time. There's the Hull Victoria Dock. The River Humber is just beyond that. No, you can't really see the Humber Bridge from here, although I don't know what that red dot is up there. I will get to see the Humber Bridge when I go and I leave Hull on the train later. This is a newly installed footbridge. It's been here, I think, since last year, and it actually changes colour as well. It looks very nice indeed. It takes you across the A63, which heading that way will then heads you towards the M62 motorway. Looks lovely lit up at night time with them Christmas decorations as an added bonus. It looks even better. 25 to 8, so this is Jack's train, 150-269. That'll take him to Newell. It's actually re-platformed. It was meant to go from number 2, and now it's going to go from number 7.
Yours has got re-platformed as well.
Well, yeah, mine's got re-platformed actually, I think. But anyway, this is where
Yes.
we say farewell to Jack Newell once again, and hopefully see you in a few months' time, maybe. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
The 2000 arrival from London King's Cross, LNER and Zuma. Quick pattern today. This used to be known as the Hull Executive Service. This will actually go back to operator service to Doncaster later on this evening. It's my train coming in, the 2015 to Leeds, 158782. Ex-ScotRail. 5A, what's the early one is here? also, somewhere up here, I think, is the Humber Bridge. If I can actually see it. Yeah. See it, that is it over there. Not really well lit up, to be honest. Anyway, there it is. That's what I went across in January 2020. And I went down to Barton on Humber to get a cleat forms. And this is the River Humber we're going across. Stations we've gone through the likes of Hessel, Ferriby. I've probably said these in the wrong order, but stations like Gilberdyke, Broomfleet, probably go through East Rington as well. Next stop for us will be Selby, and then after that, for me, it's a new journey just from Selby over to Middlefield via South Milford. Still, I'm the only one in this carriage. Just pulling in there, that's the 2049 that's going to Beverley, Hull train service from King's Cross via Hull. That'll actually then stop at Brough, Hull, and then Cottingham, and then Beverley.
This is Selby.
For the protection of everyone, you must wear a face covering. There's
to South Milford, so it's got some Christmas decorations over there. At some point, we will have actually passed over the East Coast main line. Next stop for me after this will be Middlefield. So I'll be back on the York to Leeds line.
This is the Northern service to Leeds.
Right, I'm at Leeds. It's now 25 to 10. My train's not till 11:15. So I'm going to do a little bit of photographing at what I should say is now a very condensed down Leeds station. In fact, just one half of the station on the left here is actually in use. There's a 195 there, a 185 there. That is because this half, platforms 10 to 0, is all shut off because of engineering works. As a result, there are no trains to Bradford Interchange, bus replacements to Nottingham as well. Also trains that go up the line to Ilkley and Bradford and that, Foster Square. You don't get a bus round to Kirkstall Foliage, or around the Kirkstall area, and you get the train from there. So there's not going to be many trains through here tonight. There'll be a few, but it's better than nothing. So tonight will just be like a mini session here, and then I'll do another one later on in the year. Ash Network Rail, they're absolutely fine, no problem at all. So as you can see, all the trains are having to depart and arrive on this half of the station. It's pretty much only platforms 12 to 17 are in operation tonight. I love this city lit up at night. This is a Granary Wharf, and up here is what is nicknamed the Dalek. It's lovely, you can see there, lit up at night time. Just next to the double tree by Hilton. going to go and finish and go home. Unfortunately, I've got a little bit of a problem. The train I'm would be getting to Chesney Street tonight, unfortunately, is going to terminate at York due to a shortage of train conductors caused by the COVID pandemic. So I'll have to get off there and then onto an LNER 2312 from York up to Durham, and then a taxi from Durham to Chesney Street Station where I can pick up my car. I had a feeling something was going to happen. Unfortunately, it's just one of them things. But all in all, makes it for a bit more interesting. Just hope I do get home. I'm concerned about the taxi though, because I do not want to be paying the fare. So here comes the 2243. That'll take us only as far as York, and then what I do after that, God knows what is going to happen now. To make matters worse, it is raining. I think the weather is telling us a story about the situation right now.
Staff for onward connections via road transport to Checkley Street. Many thanks.
Just past Newell Hill Depot. So as the conductor says, I get on, change at York and then get off at Durham.
Staff, road transport will be provided to customers for Chesley Street. If you also get on that 2312 service, the LNER service to Newcastle, and if you alight at Durham, and again, see station staff for road transport forward to Chesley Street. I apologise for the inconvenience that this will be causing. This has been due to a train crew issue at York. Ticket acceptance is in play, so your tickets will be valid. So just confirm shortly arriving into York. Lastly, to ensure that you gather all your personal belongings, don't forget to check those overhead racks, purses, wallets, phones and chargers. And do take care when setting down from the train to the platform. So yours will be our next station stop.
Now we should be going on number 11.
Just to let you know that we have arrived at platform 11, so you need to make your way across to platform 5.
And let's go. Through the subway we go. Thankfully, it's not actually here, it's actually right behind us. So, it's a good thing. At least I'm back at York to connect onto it. So this will take us up to Durham, 2312 LNER service, making it the first LNER ride of this year. So this is my first LNER Zuma ride of this year.
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Newcastle. We will call at Northallerton, Darlington, Durham, and Newcastle. The next station will be Northallerton.
CCTV is in operation on this service for your safety and security. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it?
So we are travelling up the slow lines, up the East Coast main line towards Firth. And we had to go on the slow lines because that Trans-Pennine that terminates at York had to pass us by on the right. So while the driver was able to take it to Newcastle, unfortunately with no conductor. That's why it could not run as a passenger service.
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Newcastle. We will call at Durham and Newcastle. The next station will be Durham.
CCTV is in operation on this service for your safety and security.
Right, put it to Durham now. See what happens after this. Normally this would be quite an easy journey just back to mine, but because I have to get in a taxi, if they put us in one straight away, that's what's going to be the next task. Well, it's 1:10 and finally I'm on my way back to Chelsea Street now. Everything's all sorted. So, I'm home. It was that late when I got in here this morning. I was too tired to do my outro, so as soon as I got home last night, after the bitter end to a lovely day, I just went straight to bed. It's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, it was actually 1:30 this morning when I got in, so for you it's just been a few moments. For me it's been about 12 hours. I had a lovely lie-in this morning. So anyway, despite the bitter end, a Yorkshire round robin journey I did. It was a lovely day what I had. Started in Cheshire Street, Nova 1 down to York. Train's pretty quiet. We've been a bank holiday as well, so not many were going to work. And obviously with everyone being advised to work from home here in the UK at the moment, not many commuters will be taken to the trains in the morning. So, got down to York, no problem. And then there was a few purposes for this trip. Here's the first one. I had my first ride on a Nova 3 Trans-Pennine from York to Scarborough, which was a rate of Mark 5s with a Class 68 in the front. Stopping at Malton and Seymour, the train did. At Seymour station, the platform's that short, so like only a few carriages would fit. The ride quality, I think it's alright, they're a little rattly. The interiors, they look good, they're similar to like Nova 1s in that same colours and all that. But if I'm honest, right, actually, I would prefer it if TransPennine had actually had Nova 1 as their whole fleet, because I actually like the Hitachi bi-mode trains better than... Okay, I haven't done Nova 2s yet. I could do them if I brought like the Northwest or so. Anyway, there was also a chance to see what Scarborough and Bridlington are like in January, in the when usually things are shut down. But actually, because it was a bank holiday, everything was open at Scarborough. It was busy actually, and I had an absolutely lovely time at the seaside in winter. Met up with my mates, Jack Newell, he joined us through the day, and also Ricky Nowis, he joined us in Scarborough. Thank you yous too for accompanying us. It was a lovely day today we had. Hopefully I'll see yous at both again soon. So I went down the seafront, even the cliff lift was running. Well, to be honest, it was its last day of the festive holiday opening until it's closed for a few months, and then it'll reopen in the springtime. So I went along the seafront, had a look along. As I said, quite busy it was. Jack came in on a Class 170, which ran about 20 minutes late because he had to swap units at Hull Station. The weather was mild, cold, and it was sunny as well. I'll definitely go back to Scarborough. It's always been a favourite seaside resort of mine. Left Scarborough at 2 o'clock, and this was interesting. Was meant to be a 170, but units swapped at Hull, and me and Jack got a Class 158 from York down to Bridlington, which is actually a bit of a rarity nowadays, he says. Nowadays it is 170 is what goes down the Yorkshire coastline. Lovely scenery down that line, went through Filey, Hummonby, Bempton, and then to Bridlington. Bridlington we only had just 1 hour there before we headed further south. Bridlington was alright, that was a little busy as well, with things open. Sunny as well. We could actually see where the re-signalling had been done at Bridlington Station. New tracks have been laid, the old signals have now gone and the new colour ones are in. And the station has still only got platforms 4, 5 and 6. That's a bit, so there's no 1, 2 or 3 there. I don't know why why can't they just renumber them maybe? And then we got a 170 further down to head into Hull. So it was my first time on a 170 heading down the Yorkshire coastline, and I hadn't been south from Scarborough down the Yorkshire coastline since 2007 actually, my very first year of videos. We got to Hull 4:20 in the afternoon, signed in, did about an hour and a bit photographing there, it was alright. Then we went round the city. The city was actually quite dead actually, like hardly anyone around. Had our teas in that. Then Jack went back to Newell on a Class 150. But actually, I like Class 150s. Nothing wrong with them. I had another Class 158. Now, I was going to be doing just a round-robin ticket that would have took us from then Hull back up to York. But at the last minute, I think literally the night or two before, I planned to go from Hull all the way to Leeds. Just because I hadn't done the Selby to Micklefield via South Milford line that goes over the East Coast Main Line. So that's another little line. It's just only a small section, but at least I finally ticked that off. Got to Leeds, and another thing interesting with Leeds. Half the station was shut off for major engineering works that had been taking place through Christmas and New Year. So only platforms 13 to 17 were actually in operation. So, but still, the network crew were alright with us. I did a little, just a little mini Leeds session. I'll probably will do one later on in the year. And then the journey coming home. As I speak at the moment, there's a lot of staff absences with crew shortage as a result of COVID, because of the high case numbers here in the UK. I think at least 10% of staff absences are occurring with the railway train crew. As I speak now, it's much worse in London because Southern have cancelled all their trains out of Victoria Station and they're having to go from London Bridge. But that's London, that's south. Back to Leeds. My train, 22:43, which would have took us straight back to here, was terminating at York because there was no conductor to take the train from York up to Newcastle. There was a driver, the driver took it up to a Heaton depot, but there was no conductor, so the train could not operate as a passenger service. So what I had to do, I got to York, and thankfully LNER was there to save the night. Got on the 23:12 from York back up to Durham, so that was actually then my first Azuma ride of 2022. And I got back to Durham at midnight, and obviously I had to be put in a taxi to get back to here. But because there was no taxis available, they were busy obviously doing their other jobs. Had to wait about 50 minutes at Durham station for a taxi. I was literally the last person with one of the staff member at Durham, and well, it must have been only me what needed Chelsea Street. But at least thankfully the taxi got me home about 1:30 this morning, and thankfully it wasn't me paying the taxi fare. TransPennine Express have now just been charged £20 for the fare. As a result, I think with all the train cancellations and that, I think I'm going to have to give this a good few months before maybe I come back out again for another diary. But hopefully I should get on maybe a few more diaries than what I did last year, and hopefully some holidays as well. At least I've made a good start at 2022. At least I've got out very early on in the year. Thank you very much for watching this diary. Hope to see you again in my next diary. Good night, I should say good morning, good afternoon, and good night.